Hi there, and welcome to today's class. I'm James, and this is my living room space here at home. I'm currently using as my yoga studio. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, perhaps later, and I'd love to hear your feedback as well. So feel free to leave a comment at the bottom of the video or shoot me a message. Today's class is a more advanced practice. It's sort of more power elements, so arm balancing, inversions, etc. The sort of foundation for those arm balances are strong planks. So we'll make sure to go through a good warm-up to really get the body to heat up, warm up the lower back before we try these arm balances. A lot of them are similar to crow. So if you've done crow pose before, you're familiar with some of these arm balances. The blocks do help us, of course, right? So for those that want to try the arm balances, you'll position the blocks towards the top of the mat when we're getting ready to come to that position. There's a little nook behind the elbow here for most of us, right? There's the elbow, the bone, and there's a little nook there. So I'll mention this area as we come to this particular arm balance, and it's the same with crow also. You may have used that in the past to place the knees there. You really want to be up a little bit higher if possible, closer towards the armpit, but for beginner level or even these more advanced arm balances, placing the knee in this little nook does come in handy. So I'll demo that once we get warm enough, okay? These inversions and arm balances, of course, are completely optional, right? You can rest when you need to. You could skip the arm balances, come to a child's pose or another position that you'd like to rest in. Have some water or a towel nearby. When you need to take breaks, go ahead and take breaks. Please be mindful with yourself as you practice. If you have high blood pressure or vertigo or any particular injuries of the lower back and the neck, headstands and certain versions you want to completely refrain from. And especially with high blood pressure, you don't want to keep the head below heart level for long periods of time. So don't worry about holding the downward facing dog, for example, for so long. You can take a break or come to a plank position so your head and your heart level are more level as opposed to your head being below heart level. Okay, you don't want blood kind of rushing into the head. Again, rest when you need to, modify the practice when you need to, and let's go ahead and get started. Come to a standing position facing forward, about 2 fist distance between your feet, 4 to 6 inches roughly apart. Fan the toes open, lift them up, spread them, and let them settle. Let the 4 corners of each foot root down into your mat. And as you inhale, stand nice and tall, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Exhaling, releasing your hands beside you in samastitihi, or equally standing. Try to draw the belly button in as you hug in the belly, and your tailbone draw it further underneath you, engaging your mula bandha, the muscles of the pelvic floor, and uddiyana bandha as you draw the belly in. And root your feet down. Close your eyes and lengthen the breath now through the nose. Keep the lips closed. Exhale out through the nose. Bring the hands to prayer position, or namaskara hands, or anjali mudra. We'll begin our practice with an om today. Take a deep inhale first. Exhaling as you om. Om. Release hands, sides. Grounding intention for practice. Noting again that you could rest when you need to, Modify the practice as you need to. Study and scan the body throughout the practice. Notice those little modifications of the mind we call vrittis in yoga. Notice where your thought travels to, your mind wanders to. If it wanders away from the practice, bring your attention back to your breath and to your space, to your sadhana or your practice. Blink the eyes open. Let's go ahead and begin. Big inhale, sweep, upward salute. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Lift, lengthen halfway, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Brace through the core, little micro bend in the knees. Inhale and rise. Exhale, hands beside you, samastitihi. Inhaling. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, lengthen halfway. Exhale, step back, high plank, phalakasana. Adjust hands, lower the hip about shoulder height or slightly lower. Belly button, draw it in. Inhaling. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. If you need to walk the dog a bit, go ahead and do so. And feet are parallel here, about hip distance apart. Root the feet down, the heels down as best as you can. And your hands are pressing floor away, sending your heart and your head towards your knees, towards your thighs. Keep the thighs active here, glutes engaged, or your thighs engaged, kneecaps lifting. Soften the back of the neck, lengthen breath through the nose. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, step, walk, or maybe hop forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale and rise, brace through the core. Reach up, look up, palms touch. Exhale, samastitihi. Inhale, Urdhva, upward salute. Exhale, Uttanasana, swan dive, forward folding. Halfway lift, inhale. Step back or hop back, chaturanga as you exhale. Upward facing dog. Maintain the lift and length out of the waist. Don't compress through the lower back so much. Thighs active, your hands pressing floor away. Shoulders back and down, neck long. Inhale here. Exhale, belly button in as the tops of the feet press into the floor. And then you adjust to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet settle, 5 cycles of breath. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, step or walk forward or maybe hop. Halfway lift. Exhale, utilize the full forward fold, belly in as the head comes down and maybe closer towards the thighs, towards the knees. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, come to chair. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Right foot steps back, lower the knee and the shin down. The left foot is framed between your hands. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Keep lifting out of the waist. Draw the belly in. Look up, reach up, palms touch. Take a breath here. Exhale your hands back down. Left foot, step it back or high. And for more power now, Ekapada Chaturanga, which means one leg floating. Transition with your inhale. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Through that motion, always draw the belly in and up into the rib cage as you come into your downward facing dog. Now, bicycle a few rounds. Good. We'll bring the right heel down, send the hips to the right, and feet turn towards the left. So your toes are pointing in the direction of 10 or 11 or maybe even 9 o'clock. Keep pressing floor away, so to send the head towards the thighs to come into the IT stretch of the right side. Iliotibial band outside of the right thigh. Come up to tippy toes, inhaling. Exhale, left heel down, and then your hips move to the left and your feet turn towards the right. Belly in, keep pressing floor away to stretch the left IT band, iliotibial band on the outside of the left thigh. Back to center, inhale, come to tippy toes. Exhale, heels down. Right foot, inhale it high. Exhale it through. Lower the left side down to the mat. Draw the belly in. The right foot is framed between your hands. Inhale, low lunge, come up. Exhale, sink low into the lunge. Keep lifting out of the waist. Draw the belly button in. Maybe reach up, look up, palms touch. Inhale here. Exhale, hands back down. Curl toes. Core active to pick up that foot and float it back as you inhale. And Ekapada Chaturanga. Transition. And downward facing dog. Heels, feet settle. 5 cycles of breath. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, step, walk or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Think long neck here, shoulders away from ears. Belly button, hug it in. Hands can be to the shins, to the floor, or to your blocks. So inhaling, elongating spine. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling chair, Utkatasana. And exhale as you stand, Samastitihi. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Ardha, inhale, halfway, flat back, inhaling. Exhale, pick up left foot, send it back, lower the left knee, shin, foot down to the mat. Inhaling as you come up. Exhale, your left hand floats down. You reach up and lengthen out of the waist, up and over to the left as you reach here. Square up your chest so you're forward facing, and this way your left shoulder doesn't drop back and your right shoulder forward. You want to lengthen out of your waist and reach up and to your left, but keeping the shoulders and the chest in that plane as much as possible. Inhale, floating left arm up. Exhale, up and over to the other side. Maintain lift out of the waist, belly button, draw it in, and you might sink a little bit lower. Inhale, coming back. And gentle upper back bend here. Inhaling. Exhaling, hands come down. Curl back toes, lift up the knee, left hand down, sweep right hand inhale. Exhale, draw the right inner thigh close to the belly as you come to that mid-axis, sort of in this plane here, reaching, lengthening, option to rest arm behind back, extension through your left heel, look behind you, keep shoulders away from ears. Inhale, sweep right arm. Exhale, right hand comes down. Engage to lift up the foot without really dragging it on the mat. An optional flow, chaturanga. With inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Left foot, inhale it high. Exhale it through. Lower the right side down. Foot frame between the hands. Belly button, draw it in. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, right hand, arm starts to float down. Maintain lift and length out of your waist. Inhaling. Up and over to your right. Belly in. Again, chest, shoulders in the same plane. Inhale as you come back. Exhale, up and over to the other side. Maintain the lift. Sink a little bit lower, optional. Inhaling. Gentle upper back bend. Reach, inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Curl back toes, lift up the knee, inner thigh to belly. So I lengthen out of the waist as I draw the belly in. And this action helps me to deepen the twist just a bit more as I reach the left hand up. Inhale. And exhale, fine tune. Don't tense up the right shoulder girdle here, the right shoulder. Bring it back a bit. Hand to the block if you need to. Option for left arm behind back. Inhale, sweep left arm. Exhale, it travels down. Again, this is where blocks might come in handy, or you shift weight forward. You have to press floor away to lift up the foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle, pedal it out. And as you press floor away and activate the legs, really tune into the length across the backs of the legs. Hands on blocks if you need to use blocks. Bending knees as you inhale. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Halfway as you lift. Exhale as you fold. Now keep the knees bent. Some might be in ragdoll here. Might sway a bit side to side. And you might gently also shake the head. No, maybe nod the head, yes. Some might interlace hands behind back. Bring the knees a little bit closer together as you internally rotate through the leg bone just a bit and really draw the belly in. And then keep the belly on the thighs initially. Send the hands away, long neck, hands up and overhead. And then slowly you can start to take the bend out of the legs if you need to, sending the knees back. Gentle with the stretch. Now, slowly as you release your hands back down to the floor or to the blocks, left hand stays down and we keep the left knee bent. We inhale and open to the right, and gradually we extend the right leg. Just take the bend out of the right knee, reaching the right arm nice and high. Maintain, lift and length out of the waist here. Draw the belly in as your right hand reaches high. Now, option to take the wrap. Lengthen shoulders away from ears, maybe chin towards chest as you turn to look up towards the ceiling. Option for left hand to come off the floor and come around for the bind or the wrap here. That's optional. Really pulling that right shoulder back and down. Gently as you release, inhale right arm. Exhale as you come back, slowly taking the bend out of the left knee, but bending the right knee, belly in, right hand down. Inhale, sweeping left arm up. Exhaling, arm behind back. Belly button in. Jalandhara Bandha, right? The bandha in the throat, the lock in the throat, chin towards the throat. So mindful with the neck. Maybe you turn to look up towards the ceiling. Option for right hand goes in between the legs, and you might find the hands behind for another bind here. Slowly as you release, inhale left arm. Exhale, hand comes back. Lift, lengthen halfway, inhale. Step back into high plank. Phalakasana and hover, hold here. Now, belly button draw it in. A bit, if you need a bit of a rest, you could lower the knees down. Otherwise, we're going to do 5 half chaturangas. The top of the plank is where we inhale. And halfway down. Inhale back up. Halfway down for 2. Inhale back up for 3. Really hug the elbows in. Back up, inhale. And 4. Back up, inhale. And 5. Lower all the way down. Tops of the feet stay down. Wiggle the hips a little bit left and right. Bring the feet and the shins closer together. Now, your hands are initially to the floor. You activate your glutes. You hug the belly in. Thighs and knees are off the floor. Tops of the feet stay down. For a baby cobra, we come to hover here. And hover the arms off the floor. Now you can skate, you can engage a bit through the scapula and the rhomboids of the back as you maintain the lift here. Good. Now, as you bring your hands here, palms facing down, so your forehead can rest and your neck stays long. Belly button draw it in. Now, as you energetically reach through the toes and begin to swim here with the knees and the thighs high off the floor as much as you can. And start to pedal over here. Now bring the arms behind you, airplane them up, palms face up, energetic reach through the fingertips. Your triceps, your arms are active, your glutes are active, and you're still swimming here. Hands come back, curl toes under. Belly button in, hug the arms in. With inhale, press up into plank. With exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out and bicycle it out here. Let's stay for 4 more cycles. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, step, walk, or maybe hop forward. Halfway lifting. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, standing, Samastitihi. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, pick up the left foot and float it back here. Hands to the floor or the blocks. Belly button in. And now you're going to Shiva squat here. As you bend knees, your left knee hovers behind the right. Okay, so the inhale is here. The exhale is extension. Inhaling. Exhale, extending. Inhaling. And extending. Send the foot back and down. So now your back heel is down, the foot is angled, so you're preparing to come up into your warrior one. If you can get heels to align or heel to archer align, great. If not, your right foot slightly to the right. Warrior one as we inhale. And exhale, settle into it. Draw the right hip back, left pelvis forward, belly button in. Reach up, look up, palms touch, sink a little bit lower, maintain the lift out of the waist. Trying to kind of cat out of the lower back here. Drawing tailbone further underneath you, back foot, heel, glute down. Exhale, glide open, warrior two. Wider stance. Adjust if you need to. Heel, heel. Inner thigh, send it open towards pinky toe side. Hug the belly in, lift out of the waist, sink a little bit lower. Reversing warrior. Cat out of the lower back, wrap if you need to. Maybe gaze up. Inhale, extension. Exhale, hands to the waist. Heel toe the back foot a little bit closer. So we're going to go that way, Trikonasana. Exhaling, triangle. Gentle with this first one. Let the stretch naturally settle into place across the back of the right leg. Block if you need to. Bending knees. Inhale as you come back, reversing warrior. Exhale, we cartwheel the hands down. We pivot and pick up the right foot and step it back or send it up high. And chaturanga as we exhale. Inhaling in upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling downward facing dog. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, step, walk or hop forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, pick up the left foot and extend it back. Floating here, right? Hands down, torso long. Now inhale, bending knees. Right comes behind left here. Exhale, extend. So notice as I extend, I'm dorsiflexing toes towards me, sort of kicking through the heel, stamping the foot to the back wall. Again. Exhaling. One more. Exhaling, send it back and down. Again, warrior one on this side now. Heel, heel, or slightly left foot to the left. Belly button in. Energetic through the back foot heel as it stays glued down. Inhale as you rise, Vira one, warrior one. Exhale, your left hip draws back, right pelvis forward. Second belly, sink a little bit lower, maybe look up, reach up, palms touch, relax the head back. Glide open, warrior two. Adjust if you need to. Heel, heel, or heel arch. Reaching, lengthening through the fingertips. Now you're opening towards the inner thigh, towards the pinky toe side. Back foot heel, glue it down. Don't let that foot turn away. Turn the foot in a bit more. Reversing with inhale. Exhale, begin to settle into it. Lift out of the lower waist, the back. Lift out of the back. Draw the belly in here, so you're not back bending. Come for the wrap if you want, and you're actively sending the left hand to the right. Inhale as you come back. Extension. Heel toe a little bit closer. Exhale, Trikonasana. Gentle triangle. Lift and length out of the waist. Inhale, coming back. So we come to a reverse warrior, and then with the exhale, we cartwheel the hands down. We pivot, and we're now ready to pick it up and send it back. Exhale, we chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, bicycle it out, settle the heels, and continue to take deep, full breaths. If you need a child's pose, rest if you need to. Feeling that pitta, that internal sort of fire building up gradually, internal heat rising. Bend knees, inhale. And exhale, hop, float, or step forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now, march in place a little bit here, right? You could heel toe the feet closer together and march, releasing a bit through the lower back. Gently shake the head, no. Nod the head, yes. Good. So I'm trying to keep my feet flat as I march. Knees and the hips wiggle. Back and forth here. Now, I'll heel toe the feet apart again a little bit. And I'll start to come up halfway. And I'll stay long through the neck, shoulders away from ears. Now, core stays active, belly button in. If you need a soft bend in the knees, you could keep the bend and then hover here. If the lower back is sensitive, you're supporting your weight by keeping your forearms here, right? So gradually we'll add layers to make this a bit more challenging. So some are here, hovering, core active, shifting weight to the fronts of the feet, and maybe even the heels now come high off the floor as you balance here, hopefully without falling forward. Heels come back down, bend knees, come to chair, inhaling. Now you shift the weight back onto the heels so you could lift the toes, keep them lifted and fanned open. Draw tailbone underneath you, stitch your weight back into the heels, and then go a little bit lower. Inhale as you come up. Exhaling, you press to lift the heels now high off the floor. Hug the belly in, lift and lengthen out of the waist, heels nice and high off the floor. Arms are still there, energetic. If the knees are okay, heels high off the floor, thighs parallel. Your knees start to move forward and your hips move down. Your back, like it's against an imaginary wall, sliding down as you keep your heels higher and higher off the floor. Mindful with the knees, suck in the belly. Draw tailbone underneath you. Inhale, you're coming back. Exhale, heels settle down. Relax hands beside you. Close your eyes and tune into the breath, lowering the heart rate as you slow the breath down. Blink the eyes open. Inhale, sweep, come to chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, high plank as you step it back. So now, left hand comes in the center, close to your right hand, and side plank over to the right as you turn to the right. If you need to bring the left knee shin down, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, you're maybe here. Or maybe you're keeping the leg hovering and the hip nice and high. Broad through the upper back. Coming back to your high plank. Pick up your left hand, make a fist, circle it out. Hand comes back down, right hand in the center. Placing the outer blade of the foot heel down, gradually the sole of the foot, turning to your left, modifying if you need to, or gradually adding layers. Slowly, as you come back, pick up your right hand, make a fist and shake it out. High plank as you inhale. And chaturanga. Exhaling transition. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Now, you have the option here to keep pressing with the left hand, and the right hand reaches from the outside and grabs the back of the right leg towards the heel. And open to your left here as you turn to the left and look under the left armpit towards the ceiling. Suck in the belly. Right hand comes back. Your left hand, you pick it up and reach for the outside of the right foot calf. And you turn to the right and look under the right armpit towards the ceiling. Draw the belly in, actively pressing. Slowly as you release. Bicycle it out, march it out. Good. Right foot inhale it high. And open hips to the right, now Shavasana. Again, look under the right armpit towards the ceiling. Draw the belly button in and look under the left armpit towards the foot. You can come to the left side and hover the right hand off the floor without landing into your wilding. That's optional. Slowly come back. Left side inhale it high and open Shavasana. Stack up the left on top of the right here and look under the left armpit towards the ceiling. Belly button in. As you balance on the right side, the left hand might come off the floor just a couple of inches, or you might float it a little bit higher. Again, without landing into wilding, without flipping the dog. Back to center. Lower the foot down. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, hop, step or walk forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, relax into your fold. Now for Padahastasana or gorilla pose, hands underneath the feet. Line up the toes into the creases of the wrists. Press a bit here and massage. Shift the weight into the balls of the feet. If you want a bit more, gradually take the bend out of the knees. Lengthen forward out of the waist as you hug in the belly. And then you can gradually pull a bit more across the soles of the feet.
Good. Slowly as you release. Lift, lengthen halfway. Exhale. Step back into your high plank. Lower down to the knees. Some can come to the forearms. Some might just bring the hands a little wider apart. And relax pelvis towards the floor for a lazy upward facing dog here. And wiggle the hips around a little bit. Draw the belly in. Release a bit through the lower back. Curl toes, inhaling, and exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now we'll start to use that little nook that I discussed earlier, right, in the beginning of the class. We're going to use that in our next sort of series of movements and holds to see if we can come to a position of sort of one-legged crow. Now is a good time to have the blocks and place them on top of each other like that, and just kind of remember where your hands are going to be, and you're going to position your head there, okay, in case you need the blocks to give you support as you come to these next sort of movements here, okay? So let's go ahead, curl toes under, send the hips up, downward facing dog. And now we'll raise the right leg high as we inhale. And pointing toes, right knee to the right elbow, so the outside. Send it back, inhale. To the nose or forehead. Again, this core compression is important. Round back, draw belly in. Now, as you send it back and inhale, you might have to adjust your hands and bring your hands back a bit more. And your hands might be closer together. As you bring the knee in, you want to start to bend the elbows and hop that back foot a little bit forward. Now you're going to place the knee in that little nook that I discussed, pointing toes, so your weight's there. You shift, come onto the tippy toes, draw the belly in for a one-legged crow. Slowly as you go back. Foot comes down, bicycle it out. Lower the knees down, have a seat, shake out the wrists. Give them a little stretch. Massage the palms with the thumbs if you need to. Good. Back again to table. From there, downward facing dog. Okay, so keep those hands maybe a little closer. Raise left foot high. Exhale, left knee towards left elbow. Press floor away, belly in. You want that sort of scapular elevation as you go up. Left foot goes back, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose or forehead. Round back, belly in. Inhale as you go back. Now it's the time to start hugging the elbows in and hop that back foot forward. Adjust hands. And that little nook, the knee is going to come there. Shift weight forward, right? Come onto the tippy toes. Belly button in. Softly as you land. Optional flow. Transition. And downward facing dog. Right foot, inhale it high. Exhale it through. Good. Now we come to our high lunge Anjaneyasana. Start to settle. Right hip draws back. Lower down a bit more. Belly button in. Shrug the shoulders. Shake out the hands. And take slow breaths. Lowering the heart rate again. Inhaling. Exhale, hands, arms forward. Your right now inhales as you turn and reach behind you. Awkward lunge, sink a little bit lower. Belly button draw it in. Left arm goes up with inhale. Exhale, right hand can relax or find the back of the left leg, hamstring. You could sink a little bit lower here. And then slowly as you come back. Exhale, spin the back foot heel down and extension now to the right side. So we come to our triangle position again. An option to float regularly, triangle, or block if you need to use it, or hand to the shin or the floor. Or you could frame the head here. So you're turning, you're in this plane, and in that plane is where you reach out. So a lot of engagement through the core and obliques as you hover lower and lower. Gentle with the lower back though. Continuously scan the body here, root the feet down, belly button draw it in. Bandhas are really active here. Inhale, coming back. Bend knee and take that reverse warrior, wider stance if you need to. Inhaling there. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down, and now pivot. And heel to adjust, and rest the left knee shin if you need to. So you'll start here, like we've done before. Palms together. Lengthening, lifting. Turning to your right, belly in. Sliding the back of the arm, armpit, outside of this right thigh. Gentle with the lower back if any lower back issues here. Curl toes maybe, lift the knee up, belly button in. Elongating through the spine. Lift and lengthen out of the waist here. Shoulders soften away from ears. And maybe hand to the floor. Right arm up comes around for the wrap. So you're adding layers if you're gradually advancing through your practice. Maintain breath connection. And maybe coming for that wrap. Slowly as you release. To center, the back foot heel can come in a bit as you extend to relax for a Pratikriyasana or a neutralizing pose as you relax and soften to your forward fold. Pyramid forward fold. Little micro bend in the knee if you need to. Do hug in the belly, and if you're looking back, you're looking up towards your belly button. Now, as you start to shift way forward and bend knee again, now you start to hover onto the right foot. I know that right side's worked quite a bit, but you'll do your best here to come to half moon Ardha Chandrasana. So you turn the hip open to the left, and right hand to the floor or the block, right? And opening to the left, you reach up with the left hand. Stack up the left hip on top of the right. And open to the left and reach up, flexing toes towards you. Exhale, left hand down, and now we'll do that Shiva squat again. So this time, As you bring the left knee behind, option with no hands on the floor. Inhaling here. Extension and extension. Inhale. Extension. Inhale. Exhale, extension. Hands down. Option for standing splits, right head to knee, or left hand down, extending through the back heel, lengthen out of the waist, revolved half moon, Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, the left foot comes back next to the right, okay? And you're going to keep the feet together, and you're going to go ahead gently with the knees here as you come into kind of like a squat position here, and hug the knees in to find a little comfort release through the lower back. Those that want a bit more, you're here, the heels are underneath you, underneath your sit bones. You bring the thighs, feet, ankles together, and you might hover and balance here. Soften through the neck and shoulders. Hands come down, slowly now, as you lift up. Feel till the feet a little wider apart. March in place if that feels good. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn to the left, just for the sake of demo, and I'm going to come to chair here as I inhale. As I exhale, hands together. I'm going to heel toe the feet closer together, and again, I'm going to maintain the lift out of the waist, and I'm going to turn to the right to bring the left armpit tricep outside of the thigh here. My left knee is going to want to sneak forward. So I have to lift up and back, pull the hip back, and align the knees as I keep right hand on top of left here, and belly button in. There is an arm balance here called side crow that you could set up to the right here. So first let's take maybe 2 or 3 breaths in this little twist, maintaining lift and length out of the waist, long neck, shoulders away from ears. Now, as we turn to our right, we bring the right hand down and the left hand down. As we bend and we sit, I want the right hip here to be planted behind my right arm, okay? So I try to keep those kind of knees close, and I keep the hands kind of like I would do a plank, about roughly the same distance, maybe even a little bit closer. And the reason for that is so that I could keep this outside of the right thigh on the end and on the front towards the knee, behind my arms, behind my triceps. And I want to hug the elbows in and start to shift my weight over to the arms as I come into side crow. And you can extend one or both if you want here. And gradually as you come back, it's more leverage, okay? So when you come back, go through a flow, or shake it out in your downward facing dog. High plank, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Transition. And downward facing dog. Left foot, inhale it high. Exhale, left foot through. High lunge, Anjaneyasana on this side as we come up. So now we're lifting, lengthening out of the waist. We'll shake out the hands, wrists if we need to. Lowering down a bit more, aligning the pelvis, sinking nice and low. You're right in the center there. You're not too far back or too far forward. Little bend in the right knee if you need it. Arms inhaling. And exhale, arms parallel in front of you. Left inhale, sweep open. And continue to turn to your left as you reach and lengthen through the Hands sukha for ease and comfort through the shoulders. Extension through the back heel or a soft bend is okay too. Belly button, draw it in. Inhale, right side. Exhale, maybe take the wrap with the left hand behind the leg. Cat out of the lower back, belly button in. Inhale as you come back. Exhale up and place the back foot heel down. Check for heel line or heel arch. Your hips in a plane, and again, a traditional Trikonasana or the variation with the arms framing the head. Right hip behind left, your hips in a plane. Reach, lengthen, inhale. And exhale as you begin to hover and float. Maintain that lift and that length. And you're opening to your right. So you're drawing your right shoulder back and your left shoulder forward and to the right a bit more. Bandha's active. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, bending knee, wider stance, lift out of the lower back, belly button in, reversing your warrior. Inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down, pivot, rest the right knee if you need to, heel toe adjust the left side, and then slowly as you come up to set up your lunge and a twist, or a variation basically of revolved side angle, Parshvakonasana. So I try to rush it there if you noticed, right? I should keep the shin down and really lift and lengthen and come to that left side with the back of my right arm and maybe even the armpit. Maintaining the lift and the length. And I start to set up the base here, right? Hand against hand. And then you can gradually add layers. Curl toes, lift up and lengthen belly in, extending through that back heel. You really want to pull that belly button in, long neck, softening shoulders away from ears. Gradually adding more layers, moving with the breath. Inhaling, exhaling as we come back. Back foot will bring it in just a bit to place it down. Blocks on each side if we need to. Left hip draws back and up, right pelvis forward and down, softening into our pyramid forward fold. Keeping a micro bend in the left knee in case we need to, mindful with the hamstring stretching. Now slowly as you shift weight forward, so you're shifting weight onto the left foot and hovering the back foot leg off the floor, okay? Now you'll start to Shiva squat again. Hands to the floor or blocks, or no hands. Inhale. Exhale, extension 1. Belly in. Inhale. Exhale, extension 2. Inhaling. Exhale, extension 3. Hold, left hand down. And now you're turning the hip open to the right to stack up the right hip above the left. Left hand to the floor or to the block. Parivrita or no, Ardha Chandrasana, traditional half moon. Lift and find length out of the waist. Belly button in. Notice where your weight needs to be, so gradually you don't even need your left hand to the floor. Exhale, come back here, bend knees. Now, you're going to go ahead and inhale, exhale. You could come to a standing split if that's what you prefer, really engaging through the right glute and sending the foot up high, or keeping the extension, lengthening out of your waist, right hand down, Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon. Belly button in. Softly as we land, hand comes back. Circle to your right and Skasandasana Ninja to the right side. And maybe over to the left side, gentle with the knees if you're going with no hands. And you can dynamically move a little bit again. Left and right, left and right. We'll come to our first forward fold. Separate leg standing stretch. Uddiyana Prasarita Padottanasana. Variation A, hands to the floor and head down. Just so my back isn't to you, I'm going to come down this way. Pigeon toe the feet slightly in. And gently let the stretch build up in the back of the legs. Maintain length and lift out of the waist. Right, so hands initially down. Little micro bend in the knees. And then soften, relax into your fold. Now, if you have a tripod headstand practice, or maybe you're close to a wall, you can always pause the video and pull your mat close to a wall. The hand placement is similar to a plank, and I want to kind of hug the arms in here. And as I have the top of the head down, the crown of the head down, from the periphery of my peripheral vision, I want to be able to see my hands. I don't want the hands to be too wide apart, right? And I don't want the elbows to stick out. I want to hug the arms in and really press into the mat as the top of the head comes down. From there, it's core compression, shifting the weight onto the balls of the feet, belly in, and maybe one at a time, or bending the knees. You could start to send the feet up for a tripod headstand. Cat out of the lower back, belly button draw it in as you hover here. The weight should be evenly distributed between the hands and the top of the head. Maybe use a folded towel for a little extra cushion support. And you could eagle wrap the legs here if you like. You could unwrap and wrap the other way. You could straddle, hover, hold, and then engage and float back up. If you're coming back, especially if you were inverted for a while, you don't want to bring the head back up right away. You want to kind of stay in the fold a little bit longer and relax a bit through the shoulders and neck. Now, come up halfway here, so your torso is aligned and parallel with the floor, and gently shake the head no, and nod the head yes. Heel toe the feet a little closer together, and move your hands towards your right foot. Block might be here for the left hand to be placed on, or hands to the floor. Lift and lengthen out of the waist here, belly button in. Sweep, inhale up as you reach. Exhale, arm behind back. Maintain that lift and that length. Could even go for the outer blade of the right foot heel here. Slowly travel back and over to the other side. Right hand down, bring block with you. Lift and lengthen, belly button in, inhaling. And exhale as you reach or relax arm behind back. If you're looking up, draw the chin towards the throat, towards the chest. Turn to look up towards the ceiling. Variation of revolve triangle. Find space between ears and shoulders. Slowly as you come back. Again, micro bend or ninja skasandasana, left and right, left and right. Come to center again and come up nice and slow. Good. We're going to heel toe the feet a little closer together and now turn the feet out. Belly button in and up, draw the tailbone underneath you, extend out of your waist as you sit up tall. For goddess pose here, arms active, palms face each other here, engage, and shift the weight onto the ball of the right foot, right heel off the floor. Lower the heel down, shift weight to the ball of the left foot, left heel off the floor, and lower it down, sit at the lower, hugging the belly. Both heels may be high off the floor. Exhale, extension and lift. Heel toe a little bit further apart. Pigeon toe the feet slightly in. Variation C of Prasarita. Interlace hands behind back. Exhale as you fold. Good. Now as your hands come back to the floor, again move a little bit here, left and right, left and right. You'll circle to come facing forward and step the right foot back. High plank, inhale. Chaturanga. Transition. And downward facing dog. Pedal it out, bicycle it out. We got one side crow we have to do on the left side, but let's settle into this downward facing dog first. Or child's pose if you need a break. Good. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, hop, step, or walk forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now heel toe feet together first, and then inhale, come to chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to heart center, lift and lengthen out of the lower back, again, out of the waist. You're turning to your left, palm on top of palm, left on top of right. Back of the right arm comes on the outside of the left thigh. Notice, I work to get the armpit closer there. And then the right knee sneaking forward. I'm going to shift back a little bit toward the center. And there's plenty of twist here. Belly button in. And the arm is pressing. You try to stabilize through the knees and the legs as you hug in the belly. And you could stay here. Or your hands are coming down and you're setting up your side crow as you sit. And you plant the back of the left arm besides the hip here. And the other one is already here close to the knee. This is outside of your left thigh. It's leverage. Hands closer together. Hug the elbows in. Shift the weight forward. and gradually lift the feet off the floor. So if I come back, sometimes I might fall out of it, I'll just come back again. Let's try it with the mat space here. Slowly as you release. Send the feet back, bicycle it out. Come forward onto Sphinx or supported Cobra, Supta Bhujangasana. Wiggle out the hips a little bit here. Maintain the lift and length. Soften through the belly and the pelvis and the lower back, and then draw the belly button in and up. Relax your glutes. Shoulders draw back and down. Look to your right. To center, inhale. Look to your left. If you want a gentle back bend or more of a slightly deeper back bend, as you press hands into the floor to extend through the arms and belly in. Good. Forearms back down. We'll come to dolphin plank and hover. Curl toes under. Lift up the hips here and start to walk the feet into dolphin first. Okay? Heels are going to be a little bit higher off the floor. You might slide the forearms back a bit here as you press floor away. And you're sending your head in between your shoulders, looking back the whole time. Soften the back of the neck. Draw the belly in here. Your feet are active. You might triangulate the hands together here or place a block between the hands. And now you might practice maybe near a wall and raise that right foot off the floor nice and high. And lower it back down. Left foot off the floor nice and high. And lower it back down. Hover back to regular plank on forearms. Core active and hold here. Belly button, draw it in. Good. Just about halfway through, we're going to go ahead and come into high plank, and we're going to come to that side plank variation again, but now you have the option to modify or add an additional layer, peace finger hooks, right big toe, as you send the right foot up high. Slowly as you come back, right hand in center, turning to your left, right foot heel down, or the outer blade of the foot heel, and you might come in, peace finger hook, big toe, and send it up high. Slowly as you come back, knees down and rest for a child's pose, a much deserved child's pose here. Soften the head down, relax the hands away, wiggle the shoulders away. Slowly lower the heart rate, monitor the breath here. Good. Slowly, as you come on down to the belly, Relax the arms open to the sides. Turn to your right with your head. Look to your right. Place your left ear down. And now as you turn to your right, you're coming on to the front of the left shoulder. Now, my palm of my left hand is usually down. This time I'm going to turn it to have it facing up gently. As I come back there, maybe my hands can find each other as I interlace and I send them back here. If that's a bit much, you can be here with the palm down, just adjust the hand again. Slowly releasing, coming back to center. Left hand comes in, you're looking to your left, your right ear is down, and you're turning, but again, you could turn the right hand so the palm of the hand is facing up as you slowly come to this side. Interlacing the hands behind you and sending them away for a stretch. Slowly as you release, coming back to center, you'll come up again into child's pose and thread the right arm through and you'll sit down. I like to keep the chin over the bicep and rest the forehead. The other hand can reach forward, or I could relax it behind the back. That's really your choice. Good. Hopefully we're softening through the forehead and you notice the space between your ears and shoulders. Left arm threaded through, inhale. And exhale as you sit back onto the heels, or maybe you're sitting on your block here. Your left arm is threaded through, palm of the left hand facing up, and maybe forehead resting, or the left side of your face resting. Soften through the neck and shoulders. Slowly as you release, go ahead and come to a neutral tabletop position. Flow through Vinyasana or cow and cat on your own as you arch, you're inhaling. And as you come into cat, you're rounding back, exhaling. Good. Sit back for another just gentle child's pose here. Relax the forehead again. And slowly lengthen breath through the nose. Excellent. Slowly as you come forward. Now, if you do have your two blocks, go ahead and please grab them and let's come have a seat. Bring the blocks with us. So a lot of work today with regards to the arm balances, pretty active practice. So we'll come to some restorative yin sort of supported back bends. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the thicker block today, and instead of positioning it this way, I'm going to go for a slightly deeper back bend. I'm going to turn it so that not the wider edge surface, but the side surface is going to be sort of along the mid-back, okay? And I want to, as I come back, I want to make sure I find a space that's comfortable enough for me, supporting the spine. If that's a bit much, you might use the more flat surface. The other one, like a pillar, comes and rests here, supporting the back of the head. And I gradually start to release through the back and the rib cage. Gently as I lengthen breath, allowing the heart space to open, the hips and lower back relaxing, the belly softening. You do have the option, of course, to bring the soles of the feet together in a supported kind of or a cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana, and allow the knees to relax and open up also. If you have the cork blocks, you want to be careful. Those are a little bit harder. Maybe you create an extra cushion on that block with maybe a towel, a folded towel, or maybe you put the block using the wider surface area. Really focusing on the release with the exhales, as if you're relaxing and letting go, releasing tension. With each inhale, again feeling that heart space opening. As you stay receptive here to those vibrations about you, that universal energy about you. Slowly, as you start to bring the arms in and gently lift the head off the block, come to one side, take the other block and place it over to the side. Make sure that as you come down, your behind you is clear. Hug the knees in and wrap the arms tightly around the legs. Hands grab opposite elbows in Apanasana. Hug the knees in, maybe even roll the forehead up towards the knees. And then relax the head back down. As you release through the lower back, mid-back, as well as upper back and the back of the neck. Good. Rock a bit back and forth, massaging the lower back. And now option for a shoulder stand, a more active shoulder stand, or hips on a block, feet up in the air, vertical sort of with your legs, so your feet are directly above your hips. Okay, come to a wall if you need to, or otherwise traditional shoulder stand as you support the mid-back and the lower back here, belly button in, raising the right leg, and you lower it back down. Pointing toes, raising left side, exhaling back down, and gradually, as you cat out of the lower back, belly in, and you send the feet up here. Shift the weight more into the backs of the arms, so the feet can hover over the hips here. Soft neck here, shoulders away from ears. The weight's in your arms, so it's not shifting to the upper back and the neck. And you could lower down to plow pose, halasana, Maintain the lift out of the waist here. Belly button, draw it in. As your feet come down, try not to look around. Option for hands to interlace as you send them away and towards the mat. And maybe the tops of the feet press down. Hugging the belly. Long neck, shoulders away from ears. Gently releasing knees maybe by the ears, and can support the lower back for Parnapidasana. The knees hug the ears in. Slowly, as you roll on to the back, come to have a seat, and you can either cross the legs or a full lotus Padmasana legs here, crossing right over and then left, and then coming back, lift and lengthen with the chest up and back, and lower down to the forearms. For Matsyasana variation fish pose, relax the head back, deep inhale, exhale it out. One more breath. And maybe you stick the tongue out, lion breath as you exhale it out. Gently roll the chin back and forward. Slowly as you come back up and as you sit up tall. Gently shake the head no. And nod the head, yes. Now, you can maintain the lotus and sit up tall to work a little flexion of the knees here. If that's a bit much, you can of course release and sit up tall this way too. Okay? Now, let's go ahead for Baddha Konasana, cobbler. Bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to butterfly open. You could sit back and tall and continue to press the soles of the feet together as the clamshell, your feet opens up, energetically sending your knees, your thighs down to the mat, or you could come to the forward fold. For me particularly, this helps with my lower back a bit more, allows me to sit up tall, and I could stay here, especially if the lower back is a bit stiff or sensitive. And I'll just maintain that lift and that length here, focusing on posture, but my feet are energetically pressing, and I'm working through the inner thighs to send the knees down. You can also be here, working or cupping the feet this way, pressing with the forearms, sending the head forward and down, belly in. You can also forward fold too if you like. Slowly as you release, right foot extended out, sole of the left foot comes to the inner thigh, turn to your right, reach and lengthen out, bring a towel or a strap if you need to for the foot, lift and lengthen. I want to reach with the left hand only and come across as I lift and lengthen towards the foot, but slightly away to the right. Now as you slowly come back, cross right over left and extend the left foot away. Hug the right knee in with the left arm. Inhale to sit up tall and exhale, twist to your right. Lift and lengthen, evenly seated on the sit bones. Softening shoulders, belly button in. Releasing. Now you're going to go ahead and extend left foot away. Okay, sole the right foot comes in, even on the sit bones as you sit up tall. Turning to your left, Lengthen, inhale, bring the towel or the strap with you. Exhaling as you reach across with both hands or just with the right. Slowly as you release, now you'll cross left over right, extend the left, sit up tall, inhaling. And you can either hug the left knee in with the right arm or cross with the arm with the elbow, with the back of the arm. Lift up, belly in, and gradually maintain lift with the breath. And micro twist with the exhales. Good. Slowly as you release, come on down to the back, hug the knees into the chest. Circle around, massage the lower back a bit. If you want to alternate one at a time, you could do that too. Maybe the right side. Massage through the hip socket. Switching sides. Take a nice long pencil stretch. Exhale. Bring the feet in, set up a little bridge pose, lift up the hips here. Those that want a static bridge, you could lift up higher, you could heel toe the feet a little closer together. Those that want a bit more, you might bring the arms underneath you, interlace the hands, maybe even palms touch, or reach for the ankles as you maybe try to grab. And core stays active, belly button pull it in, and send the hips up towards the ceiling. Lowering down nice and slow. Right foot crosses over here. Figure 4 stretch. Bring the left knee in. Relax the head down. Dorsiflex this foot. Keep it active. And the palm of the right hand can press away. Or you could come to a pigeon instead if that's what you prefer. And sometimes in the figure 4, to help with the sort of external rotation, I'll cup the inner thigh here and I'll roll it out, right? I'm externally rotating so it gradually translates into the hip as I bring the left knee in actively. Releasing, shake out the leg and change your pigeon or your figure 4 to the left side. Any other variation, of course, that you have. You want to do a mermaid stretch. Those of us in pigeon, you can do your mermaids before you switch. Good. Slowly as you release, shake out the leg, relax here. Start to prepare for your Shavasana. Wiggle around a little bit. If you need a couple of blocks or a pillow underneath the legs to give you a little cushion, elevate the legs, that's completely fine. Otherwise, start to wiggle around into a comfortable position. Swallow once or twice to relax through the throat. And prepare for your Shavasana. Calm, gradual, steady breath taking over. Eyelids growing a little bit heavier as the eyes close.
natural calm breath softening, taking over again. If you need a little neck support or a little head support, a little neck stretch, you can also place a thinner block here and kind of bring the chin slightly in here, relaxing through the neck. Conscious breath connection again. Lengthen the breath through the nose again. Exhale it out. Wiggling through the fingers and the toes a bit. Gently as you blink the eyes open, feel free to rock the head left and right. Move a bit more now through the wrist joints, through the ankle joints, the hands and the feet. Hug the knees in. Good. Slowly come to your favorite side or rock back up to a seated position. Again, as you come to have a seat cross-legged or any way that you like, I'm going to go ahead and sit this way today. Japanese style, with the knees, thighs together, shrug the shoulders around, and light rotations through your head and neck. Excellent. Let's go ahead and seal our practice together. We'll bring the palms together over the heart center here, resting and lowering the gaze or maybe closing the eyes or a gentle bow. In gratitude again for this virtual space that we share, I appreciate your time and your dedication to your practice, your continued effort, your consistency. I'm grateful for your contribution and your support of this program as well. I hope that we get through these times together, coming out healthy, strong, motivated, and hopefully we cherish those times that we get to spend with each other, with our friends, with our neighbors, our peers, our loved ones, once we place these particular times behind us moving forward. So thank you so much again. I appreciate your support. Until next time, namaste.